see so what this relic usage is going to be from Storm. Not necessarily in Joust. The issue that between Anhur and AMC, right, is the AMC just going to outrange. Like, they're not. It's rarely you're going to have a 1v1 as ADCs, right? So a lot of it's going to just be the map pressure and poke damage that either one of these ADCs is going to be able to do. And I'm concerned AMC is going to find a lot more value than this Anhur, just with general wave control. Yeah, if you're maxing hives for the movement speed and attack speed, I just don't know you're going to find what you're looking for there. Yeah, the big thing I'm looking at here is this AMC build. Does he go this auto attack base or ability base? And it looks like he's going to be going this auto attack based AMC versus a Bluestone ability base. High timer. And we do see these blinks. Like I had mentioned, the Shiva going to be forced to find a blink to get on top of this AMC to even close that gap and present any kind of real threat for this Giants DPS. I feel like that's going to put him in a rough situation when you start talking about any CC or setup on the Shiva. Shiva has to be a little conscious that he's going to be the target in these engagements.
These nuts! Got him! Got him!
We have 3 archers as the Giants continue to poke down this roster. A decent blink from the Shiva. Unfortunately, the damage is not there. Purple now going to be pulled by the Giants, so no first blood. But a little bit of neutral farm swaying to the order side. Taylor's making me a sandwich right now. I'm not even kidding. He is making a sandwich, but he's not making it for me. A big first blood. That's the CC I talked about. When you don't have beads or any CC immunity quite yet and all, stepping up and getting CC'd gridlocks him and gives a first blood to the Giants. He's gonna yell at me for that later, I don't know. I'm a little concerned. Storm Fury looking a little disconnected, almost lackluster in some of the connectivity of some of these abilities. Not finding the synergy that they're going to need to pull out this set. Finding a little rough footing in game number 1, but purple, now red pulled for Giants. Shiva ulting in with only 2 members here. The Anhur ults through. They're able to find red, but how does this post-fight look? So 2 ultimates expended to get a red buff for Storm. So red, or purple, and first blood. I've talked about this often, how first blood is just so pivotal in these games. You get both neutral buffs, you barely have 200 gold to your lead. You might have a little XP, but that first blood is going to be a massive swing for either team. They find another pick off of AMC Charon ult. Or all 3 ults, I guess, excuse me. That CC is just punishing for the Shiva. Or blue buff invade, now Chester backing off to their own blue Chester. Already starting a little bit of this pressure, steamrolling, grabbing all the neutral farm and picks as much as possible to get this ADC online for the Giants. And potentially look for a bull pull, if not a T1. I'm a little concerned. How do we find an answer if I'm Storm Fury to potentially turn this game? I think a lot of this has to be facilitated around this Fafnir. That hammer engage into a potential ult. They have to chain the CC with it on her. Pillar impale post hammer. And then look for an engage with Shiva ult on her autoing through. That is the only way I think that Anher's going to have to ult this Charon ult and kind of facilitate this fight. All starting with this engage from this Fafnir. Similar to that right there. Unfortunately, a little disconnected. Result in the Shiva standing here alone. Sunny is sick, so I can't really feel bad for talking shit. He's not feeling well. There's that engage I talked about. I love a little bit of an adjustment that Storm Fury made. It's already looking a little better, but they have to secure that pick. I think the only difference there is that Fafnir has to hit that go button on that ult just a little earlier. But already making these micro adjustments for Storm Fury. Can they continue on that? Or will Giants be able to answer back? Purple going to Storm Fury. I'm assuming red will go in favor of the Giants. I'm going to check leveling order here. There's no way Yash is leveling 2 over Honey. Frontline players, am I right? I'm a little surprised by that. That's an all. Actually jumping away. Shiva's on blue. I'm looking at this itemization of relics, see what stands out. This Charon is actually going to go from Cloak into this tablet. A little bit of that build I'd mentioned, looking for some late game scaling. The Fafnir was shifting to place a ward. Unfortunately, due to this split, like Chad already mentioned, they're getting slowly poked down, if not ults forced, which makes their team fights even more lackluster. Shiva looking for a blink. Unfortunately, maybe not communicated is the on her jumping away. They didn't really find much damage off that blink, if not follow up. Giants have this lead kind of stagnated since this double kill, as neutral buff's been swinging almost either way. Red and purple spawning in momentarily. Red spawning in. This should fairly easily go to Storm, as it shouldn't be contested. Bacchus doing his very best to path in. Gonna be pathing in a little late. Can he actually steal this? Goes for the blink. A blink extended by Giants. Aw, Charles, I appreciate the raid, big dog. It's insane, man. Massive. Girthy, just like the BBC. Dude, the size of it is irrelevant. Just the thought that you'd actually raid and support is all that really matters, sir. I appreciate the gesture. It means more. I'm not really a size guy, you know what I'm saying? Alright. Bacchus actually with a big flop in with ultimate forces this on her to ult the Charon ult. I love this engage. This AMC is actually hunting is on her, overstaying his welcome as AMC's pathing in. The pillar blocks this AMC ultimate. Can they punish this overextension as he beats? Now I'm going to just walk away. So 3 ults for 3 ults on her. Was able to survive, grab his speed. And a really interesting extension by Yash. Like we did previously mention, this Charon looking for a scaling build with Cloak and Tablet, going to be constantly poking from range. This AMC, instead of going this Bluestone ability base, looking for an auto attack base, giving Storm a possible opening to throw a Midgard on, and actually looking to dive. But they have to stick together as a front line and not stagger who's coming in, just like they're doing currently. Heavenly actually dropped. Wasn't expecting that Heavenly from the Giants. Second Relic's coming online. A Beats Aegis for both these ADCs. I'm keeping an eye on second Relics for both of these frontliners for the Giants and Storm. It looks like a Thorns Heavenly for this Charon. I'm a little shocked by the Thorns. Especially considering the Bruiser build that this Charon's building. I'm not sure he wants to be that first line versus a potentially be better on Bacchus. He is able to get on top of this on her and force him to disengage while the Shiva, Fafnir are looking at this AMC. There's the ult. He got his dash caught. So I'd say I'm a little surprised that Fafnir actually isn't looking for his ults for engages. He's holding it, I'm gonna say, almost a little too long. They just have to clear some of the miscommunication. Good stun, but there's no real follow-up as the Anhur is pathing toward blue. AMC now pathing back in. Yeah, it's Yash. Yash changed his name to Yash Showa with how much he plays with Crush Showa. I'm doing well. How are you, sir? Shiva's being pinged out. This AMC is tanking a solo. He doesn't have any sustain, so I'm not thrilled by this. Anhur does have all, just showing a presence. I love this by the Anhur, slowly stepping in. A little too premature. You just gotta jump the jump. Good impale by this Anhur. Can they find the follow-up? Good pillar, horrific. They can look for a big pick here to help them gain way back into this game. Storm finding a slight opening. There is glimmers of hope for Storm. Starting to find a little bit of their own footing here. Bacchus still down for A on her, just stepping forward to get a little of the XP off this wave. Looks like AMC's immediately pathing toward this bowl to grab it. He is going to be on a ward, so they're going to be ever so aware of this. But the burns there, Fafnir pass in. Giants just testing to see if there is a ward on that. By presence of Fafnir, they know they have to drop it. Not willing to 50-50 this objective and coin toss this lead. This was upward of 1,000 gold, now starting to be regained a little bit from Storm Fury as they found the pick on this Bacchus. Red and purple both going to the Giants. I wonder if this would be a double Midgard from this front line. Yanher, you're a little out of position. Forced to B to jump away. Taking AMC Stinger to the dome. Shiva goes into alt. The problem is this Fafnir is nowhere near. They continue to split this frontline engage. On her, backing off. Wave starting to push in. It just seems to be that's the only real adjustment that they need to make. And a decent blink. There's that double engage I was just talking about. But can they find the damage between the two of them? Or will it be a little too much? As the On Her wasn't here to really follow up. The damage is there. They're looking for a pick. And the Fafnir able to jump away. I don't mind that at all. I know it's not as favorable that On Her wasn't there. They need to find that fight together. But they do force this AMC beat. And a potential Aegis now. Good On Her ult to follow up. So now, as much as that fight wasn't favorable, they burned both relics off of this AMC. There is kill potential and a small window for Storm to pick this AMC and look for a potential winning fight. Bird, or T1, Bird, Bull. Any of it can be on the table if they work in this window that they've now created. It is a double midguard from the Giants into this On Her. And we're yet to see a midguard even on the side of the Storm as this AMC is building auto attack base. I'm wondering if there's going to be a potential misplay or something's going to come back to bite them later. Blue buff was secured by Storm. This hammer is just not connecting at a particular time that they need to find it. AMC looks to Stinger off of Bacchus flop. The damage comes through onto the Shiva, who's now trying to heal up the On Her. The problem is this Fafnir standing front line alone, eating all of the damage from this AMC Charon. They have to synergize that dive. Will they be able to before this damage actually comes online? Yeah, that damage, the poke from this Charon AMC just doing way too much off of this Bacchus flop or any setup.
Oh, you just went right into it.
Nah, I always go right into it.
Wow. Well, update me here, John. What are we looking at?
We're looking at an auto attack AMC. Most of this pressure from the Giants is coming from this range poke from this AMC Charon. A lot of it is just the staggered engages from Storm Fury. They have to synergize a lot better versus their staggering in it one at a time, getting poked down and losing team fights because of it, along with map pressure. Is the only real answer I can really see. Chat, welcome Taylor One. He finished making me, eating a sandwich.
Oh, it was a fat sandwich, bro. And some dessert. Salami go hard too, man.
Unfortunate. I'm gonna be hungry. I'm gonna be hungry now.
Hungry for a plate?
Yeah, just like this AMC's hungry for a little bit of a plate. Red buff and purple buff both secured by Giants. I'm just a little concerned. This engage, they can't sit there and win this poke game. They have to go for potential all-in, but because they're staggering how they're stepping up, they're just not finding it. They had a window with AMC with relics down. Unfortunately, that window is gone as now Giants are knocking on this T1 door. I mean, based off what little you've seen, Taylor, and my description of what's going on, I mean, well, what's your thoughts here?
I can't really tell. I think that I favor the Shiva, but I think the late game, right? I think the AMC is just going to take it over, is what we're looking at right here.
I mean, a little bit of what we just saw. They look for this engage, probably just 3/4, if not half health. They drop Horrific Heavenly. They go for this all-in, but it's just too little, too late. As that CC from this Charon ult into an AMC Stinger just absolutely eviscerates this Storm Fury front line. They had to run with this early. This late game scaling on her jump. He's going to be forced to double relic and does so a little early. The damage might come through. It doesn't. He's able to walk away. And there isn't a wave, nor are Giants healthy enough to step in and tank the rest of this bird. Where's Sunny? Sunny is not feeling well. He's sick. It's crazy. It's almost like that's what the fourth player is for. I'm still going to continue to stand on letting you guys know there's only 5 teams that haven't used their fourth player out of 24. Wild.
You're smart for implementing that feature there, Blummy.
I feel like there could have been better options, but it saved me a heartache. That's for sure. Is Fafnir now getting poked down just a little bit? I mean, it's going to be just a shift toward Bull, right? Giants already have a sentry on it. Luke, appreciate the raid, dear sir. It's AMC grabbing red for himself. Instead, he's actually sticking with the speed buff.
Well, he was doing mad damage.
You gotta keep in mind, he's actually shredding this solo while this double frontline, healthy and happy, unfortunately, not full set, but the Shiva is here alone, deciding to take this 1v1 into an AMC and not winning this trade. Tries to drop Horrific to give him a potential out. Unfortunately, gonna result going down. The Fafnir joining just a little late. Can they re-engage backwards on this Bacchus? Instead, this Fafnir continues to send this AMC. I think that's a missed opportunity. I so wish the Fafnir would have come back for this Bacchus on a recollapse. After all, it might have given them an opportunity to kill. Unfortunately, now resulting in their own death, if not demise. Slow from Honey on her, forced to Aegis. Regardless of the itemization, they should have went. What they're doing is working, and all 3 members now knocking on the door. This Titan AMC Stinger comes through for the Shiva on her. Forced to Beast, trying to take a 1v1 and losing that uphill battle. As now Titan being chunked down by Giants, and a potential game number 1 on the horizon. Bacchus flops in, drops ult. This should be that all-in that they're looking for. And it is Giants taking home a clean game number 1 in 22 minutes. Taylor, I'm just not sure, man.
I think the comps are good, but getting behind on one side is just gonna put you at a massive disadvantage. Playing Shiva from behind just ain't it. I get that.
I mean, talk me through this. From watching all these games, I feel like. Tell me what team, if not composition, are you favoring going into game number 2 here?
I bet everything I own on red. I have no more favorite points in your channel here.
You put your house, your whole mortgage on it?
It's all down, dude. Everything on black.
Fair enough. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, I can't knock it. And honestly, I probably would have done the same just for composition draft.
I might need a loan after this.
What loan are we doing?
Maybe a refund?
You got any collateral? I mean, you don't have a window, but like, do you have something else?
Yeah, I have my shoes that are held together by super glue if you'd like.
Are they Jordans? That's a real question.
They're your size, young man.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, dude, I don't know. We're gonna have to see if there's the execution behind what they end up doing here. Can Storm Fury find a way back into this set with a traditional comp draft, or will Giants, the double guard, look for a clean 2-0, picking up 5 points for themselves and improving their seeding going into the tournament starting on the 13th and 20th? I have to call it out. Maybe we should just chat about it a little bit. Yash with the name Yashoa. You think you think he got a crush on Kershaw?
I do. I do think there are a lot of boyfriend-on-boyfriend relationships in the Joust community. And sometimes we swap partners, like today, for example, in the TV2 tournaments.
Oh. There's a name for that. Anyway, hi Nat, hi D.
We're not that.
I was talking about open relationships, bro. Calm down.
We're not that either.
He does have Griffin wings, so he might be a Kershaw fan. Just maybe. He's even playing AECs, trying to be just like his crush. But it's funny because it's Kershaw and he's got a crush. Anyway, purple buff being hovered. And a decent cast from this Baba Yaga poking down this front line from the Giants. That's crazy. Nat's yelling they're married. You Tiger Stun in. Do they have the damage? They're actually doing decently to punish this Jormungandr, but unfortunately for this Baba Yaga, gets the dash caught and forces beats. I have to call it out. I mean, you claim to be, I don't want to say claim, that's not even meant to be a poke, but a mage main, right? What's your thought process on
No,
that?
I don't.
No,
I literally told
you said
before,
ass
I'm an
main,
ass
so like
main.
it's assassin.
That is correct.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
but like...
Now, if you're saying, do I play a lot of mage? Yes, I do, Blondie.
All right,
You happen to remember my ping is 140 average?
You like big circles, I know.
Yeah, I love big circles, Blondie.
I have to call out, what's your thought process on this T2 book start? I personally hate it. I think you need to be going to starter. You lose a lot of your spike. If not, just starters are just, especially early, the stats for the amount of gold, it's bar none.
You will not catch me dead building a book, Blondie. I build the same build every game.
So, I mean, assuming you bought items, to be fair. But a purple buff going to Storm. And it is the blink from the Kabrakan to try to get on top of this Baba Yaga, if not AMC. I want to pray for this Baba Yaga to back and give me a starter, please. It looks like she will be staying to greed this wave. Hopefully she doesn't get... Go ahead.
Book on Baba isn't the worst, right? I mean, her passive helping.
No, the passive on stackable items. I just, like I said, I hate not having a starter. I think you're kind of hurting yourself not going it. Especially with how, like, okay, so here's the thought process, right? Especially with stackable items, typically it was always, I want to get it online to stack it as fast as possible to get my damage. Ever since the change to stackable items to be able to stack it with damage, you can throw that mid, if not late build, and still stack it extremely easily. So, hurting your damage early by not going the starter to get some easy stats. If not, hold on. That's a Tiger Stun in, forces alt. What did we get as far as relics? We didn't even get any relics. You got CC'd out. An aggressive Tiger Stun from Wukong. Forced to alt away. Not going to have the survivability. Kabrakan looks for a blink. Now looking at Wukong, who doesn't have alt. And an easy target / plate for the Giants. Can this AMC Baba Yaga find any return damage? It's decent slow from the high, the honey, and the damage comes through. It's actually fairly decent. I love this. Can they find a second? Traditional comp might have been the answer for Storm Fury, but the targets are just split. One's hitting the Medusa while the other's hitting the Cabrakan. Can this AMC find this pick? Look at these health bars.
No.
Don't hit it. Don't hit it. If she would have hit it, she would have died. That would have been an interesting trade as the bomb looks for an aggressive potion. Yeah, I'm kind of glad she missed for her own sake. A potential 1-for-1 trade. Fortunately not there. I love how you're yelling to hit it. Go ahead, hit it. Yeah, hit it.
I would have done it. I would have dashed in.
Oh man, that would have been interesting. Red pulled by Giants and Storm, unable to really contest here. I understand Yorm, the character goes under the map, but another character that does that with is Scylla with her. What are we going to call them? Dragons? There's several characters that actually go under the map as far as their character model. And an AMC able to actually stinger this Medusa back, but will the Cabrakan have enough damage to finish the kill? Gotta be a little careful. Do they have the damage now? They're taking a fight without Jormungandr being anywhere near. These fights are just so split. What? Hey, I'm here for it. A little bit more of a brawl-heavy game.
They're not losing the early game, though, and that's exactly what they need.
As far as the traditional comp for Storm?
Correct.
Yeah. I'm not against it. Checking level order. You know, this is a topic of conversation similar to Hell with Hell 1 and 3.
It's a 2. It's a 2.
It's the 2? Okay.
It's a 2.
I was going right into clarification as me and Taylor are going back and forth. We're referencing Baba Yaga leveling the 1 or the 2 for either one of these abilities. Obviously being able to use the passive and throw a potion in an passive or an item slot. I'm curious how they're going to do that with Smite 2, by the way, but...
I think the only reason you want the 1 is for, like, what, potential lane clear? But you have an
AMC, so I don't think that's necessary, right?
Right. I
think the poke on the potion is going to be more valuable.
And that poke range is deceptive.
It is. The Tiger Stun in again. This Wukong doesn't have ult. He's got to be a little careful, especially jumping in, looking for this initiation or CC setup. If he doesn't have ult, he doesn't have that survivability. AMC forced to immediately beads off Cabrakan blink ult. And Cabrakan getting poked down as they lead into red buff here. I'm going to finish looking at leveling orders here as they're trying to look at wave. This is peak. Appreciate that, sir. All right. Now, this was another topic of conversation, just so we're all clear and on the same page. This AMC is going to be the full damage. The requirement is only one character has to go full damage, so this Baba Yaga is going to be able to go this build. I don't say we all know and love or know and hate, but able to throw a cloak in an alternate timeline on late, going a semi-bruiser build from this Baba Yaga. She's still going to do an absurd amount of damage. What's your thought process on this? Do you think this is actually a composition that maybe hasn't been talked about enough? I didn't even think about that. It not necessarily being traditional when you can throw a bruiser, a mage.
Yeah. It's a weird one, you know. Yeah. But Baba Yaga, she can definitely pull it off. She's gonna get the stacks with her house. She can play safe and get online. She's gonna do a lot of damage no matter what. I think her and Baron, they can pull it off pretty well.
I mean, I think it's fairly simple when you start talking about a guard, right? Like, the guard obviously has better base stats for health, and is going to have that CC. But the Baba Yaga going to be able to do that damage. Medusa is hovering bull here.
Just a better poke, lane clear.
Dashing
Secure.
in. He does not have ult. You dash into bull pit without ult. These traditional comp has to step in to give this Wukong any survivability here. Decent Afro support. Nah. I think I'm not trying to burst anybody's bubble. You might be surprised how many of those you see in the tournament. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Medusa does pull bull. It's already at half. AMC now pathing in.
Look at how fast he is.
He is zooming. Just good awareness from Storm, recognizing this Medusa is gone and backing up. This Baba Yaga has to be careful, forced to ult. And the damage gonna just eviscerate this Baba Yaga, going down even through ult with this Medusa ult. It's a little bit out of position and caught for it. I don't think there's gonna be super big loss there outside of the pick. You did drop ult. Your beads are down for 140. That's Baba Yaga just coming out. Or coming up now from spawn. It's notable. So I have to say it. We saw game one. Giants had Yashoa, aka Yash, with this AMC built auto attack based, right? And now we're seeing Ferndog with this AMC building an ability base. We talked about it in prior sets. Taylor, what's your preference? And I think you said ability based, right? Just for that consistent range poke, correct?
I think the ability bit, yeah, it's just a little bit more toxic to deal with. But when it comes to like the double frontline, I think that shred is just very important and valuable. The ability base isn't going to do much to that full tank Cthulhu, you know what I mean?
We have to be a little careful. Medusa did go blink, and this AMC was able to drop beads and just get out in time for this Kabrakan ult. Something I didn't catch right away. Medusa going blink, and they have the damage, this traditional comp, getting the DPS online to blow up this Jormungandr before he has the chance to get ult off, and they find the second pick. Taylor, is the traditional comp the answer?
We've been running it, yeah. Quite a bit.
This double guard is down. Medusa, no ult. Standing here alone without Aegis. At half HP. Has to be extremely careful to not go down herself. Easily going to be T1, but can they find a bird? Is Jormungandr's up and has ult? I would have to say no. Just grab the neutral farm and back off. I'm gonna be honest. I think that whole thing comes down to Medusa blinking in, but this Kabrakan not catching this AMC in that ultimate, and unfortunately able to kite out. Did he back on a ward? Surely not, right? She pulled. This is an aggressive pull on Baba on blue. I don't think they make it here in time. We've seen this a lot in games prior. Teams are recognizing that they have to pull this so fast as this team comes from killing T1 or Bird to make sure that they give themselves an opening. Just a really good macro play by Giants. And a little bit of a blunder by Storm.
A blunder.
A blunder. But they're about to put him in the blender. Oh!
Ooh.
Oh. Feel like
Are you a rapper, Don?
No. I'm turning into a caster, though. It helps when we're casting 12 sets a week.
Wow. Should wear one of those like ties in the shirt type thing, you know?
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Why?
I wear it at work. I'm not allowed to wear it for streaming, bro.
What about a robe with no shirt?
What do you think this is? OnlyFans? The fuck?
Maybe, but that
Almost a
works
caster. I know. I'm nowhere near it. Yeah, but Yorm stepping in, gets the tail end of the stinger and just able to ult away Medusa trying to work down this T1, but now they're stuck here alone, forced to ult. AMC drop speed, shells used. Can this Medusa get out, or the Cabrakan? Will he go down as a human sacrifice? A beautiful 180 stun to catch the Tiger stun might actually give him that survivability he needs. Will he get out because of it? But the range stinger, almost full extension, finds it just at the corner. Honestly, I thought that 180 stun on the Wukong might have been an out. Listen, I'll call it out. This AMC's kind of hitting different, huh?
He's fast.
He's fast. He's kind of zooming. But the unfortunate part for him is he gets blinked on, and this Baba Yaga not able to get between the autos. And now she might be caught out as she stepped in. Aegis Force, both relics. And a possible blunder of their own, but they find a pick on the Medusa that should give them a little bit of time to respawn. But listen, end of the day, I'm going to say it. There's a 4 relics for 1. And a 2 for 1. So an easy trade for this Medusa to take. You have to love the CC that's coming from this double card, though. Should result in a T1 as Jormungandr just works it down. Can he find this pick? If he finds this pick on this Cabrakan, it might actually be a worthy trade. Ugh. Unfortunately for him, the Cabrakan with Private and Proc should give him the chance to get out, but AMC's here. He finds a stinger and forces this Yorm to back off. Taylor might lose all of his points, it's true.
I'm not happy about it.
His whole mortgage about to be foreclosed on. the house without a window, by the way, but it's still a house.
Taylor, go fund me.
It would be a little tragic.
You're laughing, but you know.
Yeah. It's an inside joke. Taylor doesn't have any windows. He complains about it often.
Not on my computer or my house.
Alright, I honestly, I'm not counting either team out of this, right? It's going to come down to one team fight. For the Giants, they have to kill this AMC, right?
You sound like the Grinch.
I know. Christmas, do you really want it?
Okay, John. Alright.
But they have to find an answer and get on top of this AMC. The Giants are able to secure a bull, and this Baba not having relics just a little out of place. But this Tiger Stun, horrific. Puts him in a little bit of a rough spot. The damage able to come through for this Baba Yaga. Does she get out? But this Medusa's hovering. Does have Blink. Blink comes through. An easy pick. And now potential deicide as Medusa is getting on top of this AMC, but zooming like Lightning McQueen out.
I'm telling you.
He's in a rough situation as Yorm's waiting. Can this Wukong find a trade, though? He does! Hold on. Hold on. We counted this Wukong out earlier, but can he find it? But the AMC forced to Aegis. It does so a little early. And goes down, both ADCs dead. And in the gray screen. Should be Bird, but Baba is up. Can this Baba put out the damage that they need? Wukong being targeted by this double guard. Baba just standing in the middle of it. They're actually losing this trade. This double guard is wiping Storm Fury. Surely not. Surely not. Surely not. The shield from the house gives her the chance to survive, but will Bird be able to say the same? Unfortunately, going down for Storm. I mean, this AMC might just be the only way they make it through this. There's a dark times for Storm.
And this is where that ability build would probably feel pretty miserable as well.
I mean, I'm not gonna say, I am gonna say it. This Yorm is still technically scaling with this cloak tablet. And if he's doing that much for his team already, I'm a little concerned. Tekker's putting on a show with this Jormungandr. What is happening? Your guess is as good as mine.
Ranked Joust activities.
Medusa trying her very best to farm up this starter. It's Jormungandr, Baba Yaga poking back and forth. Cabrakan gets the blink. He's stuck. They auto through the wall, but can they get him out? Now trying to turn any damage. I feel like the AMC could have turned around and actually tried to send a little bit more on this Jormungandr. Hi, Michelle.
You missed a prediction, Michelle.
Yeah, it's alright. You can make it up later. We have one at midnight, too. Keep an eye on this Baba Yaga. Medusa's pathing toward Bull. But she doesn't have Blink, so I don't think she's going to be hunting for this Baba. Blink for Cabrakan and Medusa down. They're hovering a potential corner hold, maybe? Bull's pulled. Already at 3/4. Giants one fight away from securing a 2-0 in the set. I have to call it out. The traditional comp, I gave it, you know, rough reviews, but I actually did decently well. But unfortunately for this Baba Yaga, the target of most of the aggression, and the AMC gets caught without beads just a little too far up. Unfortunately for him, goes down private and proc with the recollapse backwards of this Cabrakan. Gonna turn into an unfortunate double kill for this Medusa, as Yorm easily zones this Baba Yaga. I mean, listen, this Jormungandr has done so much for the Giants. I think it comes down to the AMC just getting caught out without beads a little too far, and Baba without ult going down in a full GSI, resulting in a clean 2-0 for the Giants and a GG as they finish out their Week 6 set. Your mortgage is safe, Taylor.
Ah, thank goodness.
I know. You held your breath there.
Breath.
Yeah.
Yes.
I could hear it.
Never mind.
We're already on that wavelength. That is crazy.
I don't think I won any money.
There wasn't much on the other side.
Oh, okay, I see. You guys are fake.
Yeah, GG's, guys. You gotta. So we're all on the same page how predictions work, and this works the same way across every. I don't say every. Is it every stream? You have to people vote on both sides. Like, if I only put 200 points for the losing team, and everyone goes on this one team, well, there's only 200 points to split amongst everybody else, right? It's not like you just get. It's not based off a percentage. So we're all understanding how that works.